Hello and welcome back to Marineford TCG. Today I'm here with Marco. He's one of the new leaders from set 8. This guy's been a lot of fun. I didn't like the whitebeard build. I've been seeing the whitebeard build knocking around a lot with things like the 4-cost Marco, the 5-cost Marco, and even some of the new blue whitebeard cards. But I found that it was doing nothing in the early game. You play out cards like Fire Fist and Sanji's Pilaf, which is fine, but it's not very high power. So what I've decided to do to try and account for that a little bit is include the Warlords package that Doflamingo and Boa are using. This package is great. This Jinbei is insane. Jinbei playing out things like Edward Weevil to draw a card, the Gecko Moria to recur one of your 2Ks. We have the Mihawk and the Law. I've got the Sengoku to search. I've also got this Vanilla Moria. As you'll see in the games, I don't get any use out of this. I think this should just be a different Warlord, maybe even just the 2K Crocodile. I never played this guy out. Yeah, I'd get rid of this. I'd probably swap him for the Crocodile. In fact, I'm going to do that now. But when I play some more games later, I can have the best list. Anyway, moving on. For our red portion of the deck, we're mostly focused around rush and clearing. So we've got 4 of the Portgusty Ace. This guy's really nice. He's rush because we are Whitebeard. He gives -3 to 2 characters and is 7k power. This card's really good. You can just make all of their anyone that's playing big blockers like Sabo or Basil Hawkins, you make them irrelevant. You minus them down to next to no power, and then like they can still block with them. That's fine, but they don't get to block counter or just free block. We also have the Monkey D. Dragon. This guy is really picking up in popularity lately across a whole bunch of red decks. This guy's just so efficient. He's 8 Don, 11k power at the very least, and he can obviously split that up. With Marco, we can play him on 8 to give a Don for our leader effect, then give something -2, which is really nice, and cycle a card. It's just another rush option. It's really nice. 2 of the Rayleigh. I'd like more Rayleighs. In fact, I might swap some of the Geckos for the Rayleighs. This card's really nice. In combination with your leader effect, on your 9 Don turn, you can remove an 8k power unit, so something like a Jack. It's one of the only decks that can remove Jack efficiently. So on 9, you Don leader, you use the leader effect, you cycle a card, give the Jack -2 down to 6, out the Rayleigh, minus the Jack down to 3, and minus something else by 2k for their opponent's turn as well, then you KO the Jack. This card's really cool. I should probably go over the Marco ability, because he is new. He's red-blue, 4 life, Whitebeard Pirates, Don times 1, you activate it, you draw a card, top or bottom a card, and then give something -2. Very reminiscent of the OP05 Sakazuki leader. Not as good, not anywhere near as good, don't get me wrong, but this card's pretty cool. Carrying on with the red stuff, we have a couple copies of Kid and Killer. You don't need this card. If you don't own this card, you could swap this out for something else. Maybe more Rayleighs, or even the Rush Zoro would be fine. But this card's really efficient at the end of the game. It's pretty nice. 3 of the Otama. It's a really good 2k, especially comboed with your leader effect and things like Rayleigh. And we have 2 of the Newgate for a little bit of defense. You could go up to 3 of this guy. I don't think I'd play 4. He doesn't come up in every game. I think I like to take more of an aggro approach with the Marco. The defensive approach wasn't really getting me anywhere against matches like Lucci. So I think going wide, playing rushers is stronger. But a couple of these is nice for the situations where you need him. And because you're drawing 2 cards a turn, in theory, you should see at least 1 of these per game. So if there's a matchup where you feel like you really need him, I don't know, something like Zoro maybe, you should see him. We have 2 of the Pudding. We're blue, so we're playing Pudding. I've got 1 0 cost. It's pretty nice, but you don't need it. You've got quite a few bricks in the red half of this deck, but I wouldn't go too crazy on this. And 2 of the Raging Tiger. We are blue, so we're playing Raging Tiger. Upgrade into Lucci to get rid of their blockers. Upgrade into Boa to get rid of things like Rouge and Cavendish. Upgrade into Doflamingo and other Warlord decks just to remove Warlords. This card's nuts, and it's just getting better. So we've got quite a few games here today. Nice variety of meta decks to play against. I think you'll be pretty pleased with how the Marco performs. I was. And I would definitely recommend playing around with this guy. I'm going to remove these Morias though, and I'll put in 2 of the crocodile. And in fact, I'm going to go 3 of the crocodile and 1 more Rayleigh. He is red. So that's what I'm going to save for there. And I hope you enjoy these games. If you do enjoy the games, please subscribe. I'm trying to upload as many videos as I can. Really enjoying these OP08 leaders. I'm going to try and get out a couple of other leaders soon. Maybe the carrot. I'm skipping the pudding. Pudding is really boring. I've played pudding. I've played against pudding plenty. It's one of the most boring decks I've ever played in my life. You do nothing. You play out one guy. Anyway, that's my rant on the pudding leader. But Marco's a ton of fun. Definitely recommend Marco. And let's get into the games. Here we have a game against the Bonney. So he chooses to go second, unfortunately. We do get the pudding, which is pretty nice, but nothing else very good. So mulligan that. We got nothing on 1. Oh, we need to leader effect. I forgot. That's embarrassing. We've got nothing on 3 though. We'll attach 1. Use this. Yeah, these vanillas should not be in the deck. So pro tip, take the vanillas out of this deck because they're not very good. We'll swing 8 into 5. And end the turn. Yeah, this vanilla Mori is bad. I'm convinced. He's got the 4 here. Likely play out and a rouge. It's usually what Bonney likes to do on 4. He plays a Barto. Interesting. Not quite as good. We'll give him the Mihawk because currently looking at playing out this Moria and a lot else. He'll pass here. Taking his time to pass. There's no way you play out a Searcher here, sir. Yes. We'll go 1 here. We'll use the effect. These aces are pretty nice. I might get rid of the Kitten Killer. In fact, bring down the Barto. We'll swing 6 into him, and then just deploy the Gecko, grab back the Mihawk. He gives us the Barto, which I'll definitely take that. Grab back the Mihawk, end the turn. So on the next turn we're going 7. We can play our ace if he plays something that's worth minusing. We'll see what he goes for here. There's the Rouge. We're expecting the Rouge at some point. Yep, he swings 7. We'll take this one. No triggers. We can draw another one of these vanillas. And another one of the vanillas. Holy. Yeah, these vanillas have got to go. Do we want to use the ace? Or do we want to use the leader effect? That's the question. The leader effect to be worth it would have to draw us like exactly either a Sengoku or a Jinbei. So I think I'm going to go towards the ace. We have another ace anyway for later. So we'll swing 5 with the leader on the off chance he forgets to use his Gecko. Or to rest our Gecko. He doesn't. He should give us a 1k here. But he could take this one. He could choose to take this one. He plays out the counters with the Viola. We'll deploy the ace, bring this down, and then attack him for 7. He'll probably take this one. He should not give us this Arouge. This Arouge is incredibly important for him. I'd love to find a Rayleigh at some point. That would be really nice. So we can start removing some of his characters. He does choose to take this one. Looks like he does have a trigger, so that's likely a 0 cost. I don't believe Bonney plays any other triggers. Well, it could be the Electrical Luna. That is a new card that they're playing now. He's at 8. Something like a Basil Hawkins. Yep, and a swing of 7. Nope, Basil Hawkins, Rosinante. Not too bad, not too bad. And then likely 5 into our Gecko Moria. He swings with the Arouge. Now that's interesting. We'll trash our Gecko Moria here. I do want to stay fairly healthy because of the risk of Hody Jones. So I think we will start with leader effect. We do draw the Rayleigh. That's pretty nice. So we could bring down the Arouge, bring down the Basil, KO the Rosie. Or we can use the Ace to bring both of these down. Clear the Arouge with a swing. I think I'm going to put the Dragon on top. Or minus down the... Arouge, I suppose. We'll minus down the Basil. I think we're going to go with the Rayleigh here. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Rayleigh here. Deploy this. -3 here. -2 here. KO here. Then we'll swing 7 into... We need to clear this Arouge. We'll swing 7 into the Arouge. He will rest our leader. That's absolutely fine. Then we can swing 5 with the Moria into his life. I was debating swinging the 7 into life and then swing the Moria into the Arouge. But I think if we do that, he might defend the Arouge. And this card's really good. We don't want him to be able to defend this Arouge. Definitely not. Ooh. I'm much less concerned about taking his life or an extra card out of his hand versus getting rid of this Arouge, because this gives him the Don. He's now going to 10, so if he had this Arouge still, he would be able to play Doflamingo and have a Don active. Not that it really matters here, because he freezes everything except the Rayleigh anyway, but it's still worth playing around. Does get the Cavendish. He's got the 7. Could play out. Swings 5 into the Gecko. I think we'll give him Gecko of our own. Trash just full of geckos. There's the Hody Jones. Rests the Rayleigh. If he swings into this, he can have it. If he swings anywhere else, he cannot have it. Takes the life. If he swings into our life, we will have to take the damage, I fear. We'll take this. We've got a decent amount of counter here. We've got the 5. He can't swing with this at this moment. We draw the dragon back. Put a Don here. He taps out. That's pretty big, actually. We'll use this. We don't need this Sengoku. What are we playing? Are we playing Dragon? I think we're playing Ace here every time. So I'll put the Dragon back on top. We'll minus down the Hody, I suppose. Then we will play out the Ace, minus the Hody, minus the Hawkins. This is down at 3. I think we'll start with 8 to life. He can't rest us. I should have swung into this first. I completely forgot that he can't rest us. Playing against Bonney, I always assume they have a Don, but this guy did not save a Don, interestingly. He counters out of the 8. Interesting. But we'll definitely clear the Hody now. There's no way you're countering out of this one, sir. Correct. We'll go 7. We can do another 7, and then we can do an 8. I expect he forgot that was not 7k blocker till the moment where he clicked block. Then turn here. So the best he can have is Hody Jones. Nope, just the Doflamingo. So that's a concession, I think. Unless I'm missing something. He can resend 2 Don here. That's fine. Just give him the Mihawk. And yep, that's the game. So nice win against the Bonney there. We were able to go pretty fast. Remove his threats on curve. He made a couple interesting plays. I think countering the 8 was a mistake. He should have saved his counter for our 7s. I feel it was fairly obvious what we were going for. But hey, that was a good game. Hello, here we are with another game against the Lucci. Hopefully our opponent won't make a massive misplay this time. He chooses to go second, which is pretty bad for us. We do have the Jinbei for 5. We can drop the Raging Tiger on 7, which is not too bad. So I think I will keep this. We can do this. I like that for next turn. I kind of like all these cards. I'll just put the Sengoku back. That's fine. And end the turn. So the next turn we can drop the Sengoku. Hopefully find something. He's going to play out the Spandam. He grabs a 0 cost. And passes. Let's go with the Sengoku. Sengoku unfortunately whiffs. Very good. Turn those. We will swing in for 7. He should take this one. Yep. We'll use the effect. I don't think we're going to need this vanilla. We'll go with this vanilla. Minus here for fun. And end the turn. So he's got the 4. He can drop a Rebecca blocker. There's not much else here I'm too scared of. Let's see what he could do. Just do 5/6. That's not too bad. Would get him a life and a 2k. Drops the Kuzan. Okay, the Kuzan is pretty good. You don't always see the Kuzan in Lucci. We'll definitely give him the Mihawk here, because we're going to go Jinbei Moria to grab the Mihawk. We do draw the Otama. We will use this. That's a lot of Jinbeis. I think we'll cycle out a Jinbei. I don't think we need 3 of these guys. -3 here. Attacking for 6. Get a 2k out of his hand. A pudding would have been brilliant here, by the way. We could have sent him back from 8 to 5. But hey ho. Play out this. Grab this back. End the turn. So you can clear one of these guys for free. If he has something like an Ice Age, he could clear both of these with a Lucci pretty easily. On the next turn though, if some of our guys do survive, we can play out the Raging Tiger to get rid of this Kuzan. So he wants to do here. 6 Don's a very weird turn for Lucci. Something like an Ice Age plus swing with the Kuzan. There's the swing with the Kuzan. I think we'll counter this one because we don't know how. I don't want to take 2 hits here. Nah, we'll take this one. We get the ace. That's pretty nice, actually. We can drop the ace next turn. There's the Ice Age. He's going to play out the Lucci and then swing 6 with his leader. Yep. Clears out these. Then swing 6. We'll give him the Mihawk. That's fine. And then it's our go. Let's go with the ace. -3, -3. We can swing the Sengoku into the Kuzan. If he wants to give us a card here, it's fine. I'll easily trade a card out of his hand for the life of my Sengoku Searcher. So he can obviously ram the Spandam into this on the clapback. He does counter that. I feel like that's a mistake, but we'll swing 5 into 2. There's no way he counters this one, surely. Interesting. He does counter this one. His hand must be crazy. Gives us the Spandine, the Six King pistol, and the Brook. Well, I'm definitely clearing this Kuzan. You can't counter it this time. And then we'll end the turn, I guess. That was an interesting play from our opponent there. He does have the Moria. He can do a Rebecca combo. He doesn't have a Lucci in the trash though, so it would just be Rebecca and Brook to clear the Sengoku. There's the Rebecca. Here's the Suru. He shouldn't have taken this Suru out of the trash, because now I can just leave it on the board. And then he can't use it next turn. That's a small mistake from our opponent there. He'll likely mill something else, it's fine, but it is strictly a mistake. He's never attacking with this Suru. At least I hope he isn't. He gives the ace -2 for whatever reason. So we'll take one of these and we'll counter the other one with the Otama. And then I think this turn I'm potentially going to just use the Raging Tiger. The Rebecca grabs back a Sabo. Will he play anything out? It's basically just a Brook he could play. If he does have the Brook, it'd be pretty nice. He could play the Brook over the Suru. Yep, give him that. Absolutely. 6. We'll give him... no, we'll take this one. No trigger. The Dragon's pretty good. We'll give him the... We'll do the Jinbei here. I don't think we're going to be playing a Jinbei this turn. I think this turn we're going to go with the Raging Tiger. Oh, we do get the Newgate though. The Newgate is really nice for removing this Rebecca on the next turn. And we would be pretty tanky. I'm kind of liking the Newgate actually. But we could do the Raging Tiger while his hand is low. We Newgate, we slam 7 and 7 into this Rob Lucci. He gives us the Rebecca and then either gives us a 2k or the Rob Lucci. Interesting. And then the Newgate is really nice for the next turn to remove Rebecca's for free. I think I'm going to go with the Newgate. So we'll swing 7 into the Rob Lucci so he doesn't know what we're doing. I think we do still know that he has the Kaku in hand, the 2k Kaku. He lets it go. Interesting. We'll deploy this. And then just attack for 7. He takes that one. He should have definitely used this Rebecca because unless he can remove the Newgate, which is possible. If he can't remove this Newgate, the Newgate removes the Rebecca for free, so it's not great. I guess he could play out the Sabo this turn to negate our Newgate effect. If he does that, I'll happily use the Raging Tiger. He only has one really viable swing here with the Moria, because we are a 7k leader. We are a little low on life, on end cards. If he chooses to swing into the ace, I'll probably defend it though, especially if it's just the Moria. We can give him the 0 cost and the Dragon. He does go with the Sabo here. I think that's a smart play. Gets a Helmeppo in the trash. That's pretty nice. And a Kaku. So he wants to do here with his Don. He plays out another Sabo. Nope, a Who's Who. That's a misplay. I don't know what he's doing there. He has the 5, so yeah, we'll defend this. We'll trash the Monkey D Dragon. Yeah. Yep, he can mill a couple cards with that. That's fine. So we can Don leader. Draw a card. We'll put the dragon back on top. That's going to be pretty nice for next turn. We'll minus down the... So we can... I think if we swing 12 into this 9, he's extremely unlikely to be able to counter. I'm going to minus down the Who's Who here. We'll get rid of the Sabo and the Rebecca. Then we'll use the Newgate. Slam the Newgate into the Gecko Moria, carrying the Who's Who. Yep, and we get that. Then we swing 6. Then we swing 7. This is looking pretty good here. He's down to the 1 life. We've got a Newgate on the board. We've got an Ace. And we're about to draw into a Dragon. He's in a tough spot. We've got 2 2Ks in hand. I'll defend these to the death, because we know our top deck is the Dragon. He does have the Tempest Kick to minus our Newgate down to 6. If he has another Moria, he can remove the Newgate with a Gecko. He doesn't have a Rebecca in there yet. He does have the Spandine and the Lucci. Just goes with the Stussy. Okay. I think I'm still going to defend this, because we don't necessarily win next turn. We will, or do we? No, I don't think we have guaranteed. So we'll trash the Law to defend this hit here. I think this is very likely a win though. There's the Dragon. So we'll go with. We can do 7 with the 7 with the Ace, 9 with the Leader, and then 9 with the Dragon. Just go with that. 7 with the Ace. He takes that. Okay, we don't even need the Dragon. We'll just attach all the Don and attack him for 50. Well, he did choose to trash a card and play out Who's Who for no real reason, but this was a little bit of a better game against the Lucci. Okay, hello, coming at you with a game of Marco here. We're up against the red-purple Luffy in this one. I'm going to deploy the Sengoku. We do indeed find the Jinbei, that's perfect. We'll use this. Draw a card. All these are kind of nice. We probably don't need 2 Kitten Killers, so I'll cycle that out. And we'll end the turn. He might choose to go with the Zorajura here and swing 6. Looking likely. We'll counter out of this one. We'll give him the Trafalgar Law. He's going to play out the Zorajura. So we can't swing into him because he's 6k, but we can make a good play for next turn. We can either use Jinbei into Weevil, or we can do Jinbei into Moria to grab back this 2k. I think I'm going to choose to play out the Weevil, because it can swing into his leader for free. So we'll deploy this, grab a card. We find a 2k anyway. We'll end the turn here. So on the next turn, we can use our leader effect to minus the Zorajura down. Then attack into it with Sengoku. Then we can attack him for 6. He's going to go 7 and then 9. So I don't really want to take 2 hits here, so I think I will combo out of this one. And then we'll take this one from his leader. I'm presuming this is just going to be a 9. Goes with the 8, that's fine. No trigger there, that's nice to pick up for later. 6, so we do get a dragon for next turn, that's pretty nice. We'll put one on here. We will draw a card. I think the ace might be nice for next turn. I think I'll put the ace on top. Minus this down. We'll attack the Sengoku into the Zorajura. If he wants to give us a card here, it's fine. He's got the wand on open. So I'm thinking we're going to go 6 with the Edward Weevil. See how he responds. Gives us a card. So we can choose to go 6-6 and then play out the Gecko Moro. I think I like that. 6 with the leader. He gives us another card. We'll swing 6 with the Jinbei. We could deploy the Kid Killer, swing 7 here. But I think I want to keep this for later. We'll deploy this, we'll grab back a Mihawk and end the turn. Real nice 2k here. He's going to 8 Don, so he can ramp to 9 and then play something like a Newgate. He's got a lot of options here. Red Purple Luffy really gets going once they get to the 8-9 Don range. He does go with the Newgate, swings into the Jinbei, he can have that. So we do have the dragon here. We could play out the dragon. Or we could go 2 Don on Weevil, swing 8. 3 Don, that seems very inefficient. I think we'll play out the dragon, grant the 2 Don to Weevil, we can swing 8 with the Weevil, 9 with the dragon. That seems pretty good. Swing 8 with the Weevil, 9 with the dragon. Get probably, and then he'll probably counter this hit with a 2k. He gives us the Otama, and that's fine. We've still got the Kid Killer in the pocket. That's really nice. He's up to 10 here. He can do a lot of. He can start doing a lot of things. We will defend our dragon if he wants to swing into it with the Newgate. We've got a couple 2Ks, we've got a 0 cost. I'm kind of happy to trash the ace, although it might be nice if we can keep it. It all depends on what he does here. He can play the 10 cost Luffy. I think it would be a pretty bad play on his part. Goes with the Rayleigh. That's pretty good. Removes our Moria. Minuses our dragon down to 6. If he wants to swing 10 into 6, we will have to let it go, unfortunately. Swing 7 into 6, we will definitely not be giving him that. We can actually defend this here. We can trash the ace and discard the Mihawk. That's 5k counter. I kind of like this. We can go pretty aggressive here. He's got the 1-up for a Rad Beam, that's fine. Our dragon is only 6k, unfortunately, because of the Rayleigh. But we can... So we can swing... I think we'll start with 6 with the Weevil, get a card out of his hand. Now we can go 8 with the Rayleigh, then 8 with our leader, and then 8 with the Kid Killer. We'll go 8 with the Rayleigh, 8 with the dragon, not the Rayleigh. He gives us his Rad Beam. That's perfectly fine. Attack 8 here. We'll draw a card. I'll put this back on top. Minus this down, I guess. Or the Kid Killer. And attack in for 8 again. See if he has it. Even if he does, we're in a pretty good spot for next turn. He does have it. I suspect he has very, very limited counter left. He needs to establish a blocker here or win the game. Unfortunately, we do have the 0k counter. If he has the 10 cost Luffy, that could be pretty scary. We don't get a trigger there. We do get 1k counter. We get another 2k. We have 4k. He does have the 10 cost Luffy. So he will be able to win here, unfortunately. We weren't able to establish a blocker. He also had the Diable Jambe, which is pretty good. Hey, that was an interesting game against the Red Purple Luffy. Maybe I could have gone a little more defensive and tried to take out his Newgate. But he had a lot of counter, so let's get into the next one. Okay, and we've got a game here against the Foxy. I will say that Sim is a little bit dead at the minute. So I'm just making the lobbies. I'm definitely going to mulligan this one. We unfortunately don't find the Jinbei yet. We do have the Sengoku. Sengoku finds us nothing, unfortunately. That's very unfortunate. We can do this. Don't think we're going to need the vanilla. We'll go to that. Choose 0 and the turn. Plays out the Porsche. Finding Tony Chopper. Plays out the Chopper. Rams back. Swing 5. We'll give him a 2k here. It's looking like we're just going to play out this Moria anyway. We do draw the Weevil. We'll attack for 5. No trigger there. And I think I will actually drop the Weevil. Get us closer to some better cards here. We're going to 6 next turn, so we still can't play the ace. We can potentially pudding him. Make him lose a couple cards here. The Rayleigh is going to be really nice, because we can reduce a bunch of his characters and then KO this guy. This is like the best card in his deck, or one of them. Obviously, as well as the Foxy character. 7 to 5, we're just going to take that. That's absolutely fine. No trigger there. He wants to swing with a Porsche. He doesn't want to swing with a Porsche. He wants to keep his Foxy characters on the board. Interesting. Put one down here. We'll draw a card. He has 6, so pudding's not doing a lot right now. We can try and bait him into taking a life, and then we can pudding him. I don't hate that. I think I will just put one of the Morias on the bottom. Minus down this, I guess. We'll attack for 7 with the Edward Weevil. He takes this, we're pudding him. He very much does not take that. That's okay. We'll hit him for the 6 here. Then we'll play out the Gecko, grabbing back the 2k. He counters out again. Interesting. What in the turn there? So we do have a couple of nice characters here. We do have the Rayleigh. That's pretty good. We can drop it on curve next turn, or we can save it for the following turn. There's the Foxy. This is the scary card. Because he can start just looping his leader effect now. Does hit us with the 6, freezes these. We'll give him a 2k, so no need to go down. And he just passes. So I'm thinking we're going to play the ace, as we've got 2 of them. Yeah, we'll swing 6 with, or 5 with the Gecko. And then we'll play out the ace. Minus this and this, I guess. And then we'll attack 6. He's already given us quite a number of 2Ks. It's quite possible he won't have another one. He gives the chopper blocker. I'm pleased with that. On the next turn, we can use our leader effect to bring this Foxy down to 5. And we can use this Rayleigh to bring something down, bring the Foxy down to 3, and pop the Foxy. This is a scary card, especially if he gets multiple of them out. So we'll have to try and remove this next turn, and then hoping to find another one of our Rayleighs. We'll see what he goes for here, though. If he does turn this sideways, I will probably use the ace. 7 to 5, we'll let that go. That's fine. So he wants to do with the rest of his don. He does have 7. He could play out another Foxy. This has to be a mistake. What? We'll definitely give him the 2 there. And then he can swing 7 and we'll give him another 2. This is a very bad play, in my opinion. He does freeze our ace, which is fine, but we have another one. I think I'll take this one, so we have a little bit of counter power. We get the 10. This is at 5, this is at 1. We're definitely playing the ace to minus down the Foxy and the Portia. The Weevil can clear the Portia, the ace can probably clear the Foxy. I think I'll put 1 Don on leader, just to cycle a card. We're not going to need this pudding. We'll minus down the Foxy. Then we'll deploy the ace, minus down the Foxy and the Portia. This is at 6 and this is at 2. This should be a guaranteed clear here. And this is where the power down of the Marco is really nice. This play with the Itamamuzu was genuinely, I think, quite horrible. I don't know why he's done that. Because now our characters are back to normal. We can attack 2 into 0. To clear the Itamamuzu. Then we can attack the Weevil into the Portia. We'll leave a couple up, bluffing a Rad Beam. And we'll end the turn there. We do have a 4k counter with the Jinbei, the Otama, and the Pudding here. He plays out the Big Pan to cheat out the Portia. Pretty nice, pretty nice. You can get a bunch of guys going here. Portia is going to find something, hopefully. Then he can swing 8 with the Foxy, potentially. He finds the Capone, plays out the Capone. 1-1. Stops probably our Weevil from attacking. Yep. Then you go 8 and 7. I think this is a mistake. I think he should be pressuring our life here. We're not going to let him have that. And there we are. So we can use the Rayleigh and the leader effect to get rid of the Big Pan, which is pretty nice. We can also play out the Jinbei combo. I think we'll start with this. We're not going to use the Kid and Killer this turn, so I'll put that back on the top. We'll power down the Big Pan. I think we will go with the Rayleigh here. This is at 5. We can bring this down to 2. This down to 3. KO this. And then we can swing 8 with the ace. And the turn there. We've got a nice few bodies again. We've still got 3k counter. If he chooses to swing big into one of our guys, we can choose to defend it. He's down to 6 Don because he's lost his rampers. Just don't really need to protect its board, which is why I think the turn where he swung with all his guys was a really big misstep. The Rayleigh is also really nice, just to clear some of his bigger guys. And you can even just like power down, and then KO something like a Chopper or a Itamamuzu, which is really nice. So who wants to go with him? He's deep in the tank. Plays out the Sanji blocker. Plays out the Black Maria. He can go back to all the Don. That's fine. He can swing 5 here. We'll definitely... he's going to freeze our leader and our ace again. It's fine. We'll definitely give him the pudding here. We can't afford to go down to 1 life. That's... I think he forgot that it was minus 3,000 power. That's fine. Oh, he couldn't freeze them because he only has 2 Foxy Pirates. That's unfortunate for our opponent there. So let's just... We can probably just go for game here because of that. We've got 7, 7, 7, 9, a Kitten Killer in hand, and however much we attack with this guy with. He's got a trigger here. I think one of their triggers rests one of my characters. That's not what he got though. Let's go with another 7. Gonna keep taxing him 2 cards if he wants to counter these. We can't interact with the Sanji really. 7, 8. We'll put 1 Don here. We'll use the leader effect. We do draw the dragon. We'll get rid of the Weevil. Send that to the bottom. We'll minus this. Then we can go 7 with this. We can actually play out the dragon here as well. That's quite a nice option. We'll go 8 with this. Cool, so we deploy the dragon, get rid of this, add these here. He has to block this one with the Sanji, and then we win with the dragon. So that's a nice win there against the Foxy. Not the most competitive deck, but yeah, as I was saying, I was struggling to find a game, so we take what we can get. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the games of the Marco. Here's the updated deck list. I've removed the vanilla warriors. They were doing nothing. We've got some crocodiles here. Keep up our warlord count. But give us a few more 2Ks, which is pretty nice. We've now got... this is 14 2Ks, which is very high. But you do kind of need it with the 4 life leader. But yeah, if you have any changes, or if you've been playing with a cool build of Marco, please let me know in the comments. Let me know what you would change to this list. And thank you for watching. Hope you have a lovely day.